And good morning, everyone. Welcome to This Day.
And today is Thursday, February 28th, and it's National Toast Day, and we have our toast today. So we're going to tell you about the history of how long toast has been around right after Ken tells you who's on our show.
All right, and today on our show, Diane Mendoza is here today from Dream Vacations, and she is bringing along a guest from Celebrity Cruises. Also, Social Services Corner is having a seminar coming up soon, and it's called How to Keep Your Senior Costs Affordable. We're a couple guests that are going to be presenting at that seminar will be coming on. Also, Leslie Gabola is going to stop by from Adapt to It. Now, you never know what she's going to bring, but it's a surprise to me. It'll be a surprise to you. And we're going to bring you the Globe headlines with Erica Ritchie.
And there is just one meeting today, and that's the United Agenda Prep meeting, and that's going to be in the Willow Room from 2 o'clock to 3:30. All right, so the history of toast obviously begins with, of course, bread. The earliest archaeological evidence of flour dates back some 30,000 years, and it's likely people were making flatbreads around that time. Along with being a staple food in many civilizations, ritual bread was sometimes used as an offering to the gods in ancient Greece. Wheat and barley were a few of the first crops domesticated in the Fertile Crescent. Despite not being as nutritional rich as other food sources that could be gathered, the bread that resulted from grain crops was able to sustain a larger population. It's thought that the ability to make bread was a factor in ancient peoples being able to end their nomadic lifestyle and settle in one place. Bread as we know it today was likely invented in ancient Egypt. The Egyptians learned that if they left the dough sitting out for a while, it would rise. When baked, the bread would retain its risen shape. This was, of course, due to yeast spores in the air finding their way to the dough. Now, in 1905, two Chicago inventors created an alloy that was highly fire resistant. That meant others could take another shot at a safer, more effective electric toaster. Several different electric toasters were invented around the same time. These toasters could only toast one side of the bread at once, and then the bread had to be flipped. Future developments included the automatic toast turner created in 1913 and the semi-automatic toaster, which turned off the heating element when the bread was cooked. The modern timed pop-up toaster was created in 1919. So there you go, and we have our little toast right here that we'll be tasting later. We made some cinnamon swirl toast right after Ken tells us about the rain that's supposed to be coming.
Yes, and you know what? The greatest bread in the world is, of course, San Francisco sourdough. There is no comparison, meaning it's the greatest toast in the world. I'm just saying. All right, the rain we got overnight was not much of anything. It barely even registered on my rain gauge at our house, and we may get a little bit of sprinkles here if you're watching us in the morning. More than likely not, and this just did not produce much. It did to the north of us, way to the north, of course, because the San Francisco Bay Area, particularly Napa and Russian River area, both the Napa River and Russian River are just like, I heard this morning they were like 46 feet of water that are in there. Sometimes there's little to none. So a lot of problems up there, but for us, not much. Now, as we make our way into Saturday, though, we are expecting a decent amount of rain coming in. Certainly not as much as some of the systems that we've had, but we're looking at maybe about a ½ inch or maybe a bit more than that, coming in possibly as early as late Friday night, meaning like 11 o'clock or so throughout the night. And then as we get to midday Saturday, most of the bigger stuff or stronger rain will be gone, and but the rain will continue and could spill over into early Sunday morning. That's a maybe, but this is now we're looking at, like I said, maybe a ½ inch. You know, we've had some days here where one day will produce 3 inches, so it's not going to be that. Mostly sunny on Monday, but then another system coming in probably Tuesday into Wednesday, and then a third system, actually I guess it would be a fourth system if you're looking at today, what we just had, coming in maybe even later into next week. So we're not out of this. There was an official announcement today that the state is pretty much totally out of a drought. The only part that's still in, it's called a minor drought, is really down in San Diego County. Most of the state is totally out of the drought officially. So there you go. Here we are, the temps today. This is, you know, the next few systems are going to be warmer systems, and therefore the temperatures are going to stay pretty much consistent here. Sometimes the systems we've coming in, we've seen only highs of in the 50s. So we're going to stay at this for the next several days. So cool and mostly cloudy with the chance of ice cream and sprinkles. There we are. And my favorite ice cream is coffee with maybe some chocolate sprinkles. There we go. All right, we'll be back.
Where can you see the greatest names in golf? Still making a name for themselves? Orange County's only PGA Tour Champions event returns as the Hogue Classic. Catch the legends of the PGA Tour at Newport Beach Country Club March 6th through the 10th and help Hogue Hospital give back to the health and vitality of our community in Southern California. Also, come visit the Hogue Health Village presented by Blue Shield of California to partake in games, giveaways, and informational health talks. Tickets available now at HogueClassic.com.
I choose to let someone else do the cooking.
I choose to let someone else do the driving.
Choose to experience the good life at Villa Valencia in Laguna Hills. Call or visit us today.
Hey Laguna Woods, it's Ken.
And Lisa.
Did you miss an episode of This Day? Not to worry. Head over to youtube.com and search Village Television.
Here you can find each episode of This Day and other community programs such as Good Day OC, Discovering Laguna Woods, and much more.
Just click the red subscribe button, then click the bell to be emailed every time we upload a video.
Don't miss out.
And subscribe today.
Hi, I'm Sharon. I am so pleased to welcome you to JTV. We're a 24/7 home shopping network focused exclusively on jewelry and gemstones. And because we believe every woman deserves to be lifted up, we love to help her sparkle, keep her informed, and make her smile. Our viewer is passionate about jewelry and gemstones, and we share her passion. Because of that, she keeps coming back, making us one of the top retailers in the United States. We sell extraordinary products at extraordinary prices. Welcome to JTV.
Are you looking for a better way to manage your medication? MedBox by AmeriPharma has redefined the pharmacy experience. No more pill organizers and vials. When we fill your prescriptions, you get all your medications conveniently packaged by the dose and delivered to your door at no additional cost. This means no change in insurance, copays, or out-of-pocket expenses. Call our specialists today and discover the new way of pharmacy. MedBox by AmeriPharma.
Welcome back. It's always wonderful to have Diane Mendoza here with Dream Vacations because she's expanding our horizons and giving us things to think about as to where to go. Today her guest is Marilise Ward, who is with Celebrity, and welcome.
Thank you very much.
It's nice to have you both on. So what's going on now? Looks like we've got some new ships to consider. Whoever would like to talk about them.
We do. In fact, Marilise just invited me on the inaugural of the Celebrity Edge, and she is an amazing ship, very innovative, over the top with design.
Yeah, it was great to have Diane there. So just a little bit of history. Our company is introducing 5 new ships into our fleet in the next 5 years.
Okay.
So the Edge, which was the first of the introductions, is a completely innovative look at what a cruise ship should be. So we've added design elements, as we've always done with our cruise and our ship builds, that are very unique to her. Lots of different entertainments. We have an area that's a platform called the Magic Carpet.
Yes, she was showing me some pictures of that yesterday, and I thought that just looked amazing.
Yeah, and it's wonderful because it becomes a pop-up venue, but it was actually designed to facilitate when we are in a tender port for our guests to be able to get on easily onto our beautiful air-conditioned launches without having to go up and down stairs or wait in long hallways. So.
Okay, that's good. That's good. And then I know we have some pictures that you sent me regarding a little bit smaller ship that you have.
We do. We have the Celebrity Flora, and her maiden voyage will be May of this year, May 26th.
Okay.
She was designed specifically for the Galapagos Islands.
Okay, and why?
There were a lot of things. First of all, we've been in the Galapagos now for 15 years, and the ship that we have, which is absolutely beautiful, Expedition, was always sold out. So when our travel partners like Diane and her clients wanted to travel with us, we really didn't have the capability to do it because we were sold out 2 years in advance.
Oh, wow.
And she's an all-inclusive experience as well.
Right.
And in fact, there's a free airfare offer going on as well.
She's all suites.
Okay.
She has the same concept of edge where we want you, even if you're on the ship, to be able to be part of the destination. So it's open, airy windows, infinite verandas. And you're right, it's all inclusive from the time that you board here in Los Angeles or wherever you decide to depart, all the way it's customized and you're every step of the way with a celebrity representative.
How many people can fit?
It's 100 guests.
100 guests. So that's pretty small
Very
in terms
intimate.
of intimacy and things like that, which is, I mean, do you have, like you said, experiences on the ship different than when you would be on a larger ship?
Absolutely, and also when you are visiting this incredible area, you want to have that interaction with the naturalist, the expert, to be very intimate. So there'll never be more than 9 people with a naturalist.
Oh, wow.
It's a great opportunity for those that are animal lovers as well, because
Okay.
there's so many, like,
Oh yes, there's
bubbles
the
over
little
here.
cute little seal. Oh my gosh. You know, for just out of curiosity, I know you can't give exact pricing, but maybe you could give us a range for something like that. I mean, I would imagine people go, oh, you know, I could never do that because it would be so expensive when there's only 100 people. But I've been talking to Diane, and it sounds like there are some really good deals out there.
Absolutely. So you have to take into consideration that this includes your airfare. It includes it's a 10-night package because you do want to overnight. You don't want to miss, because you have to make your way to Baltra, which is the embark port.
Okay.
So you don't want to risk not getting there. So that includes your overnight. We do a beautiful tour you overnight at the JW Marriott. You do a beautiful tour in Quito, which is an UNESCO World Heritage Site. On our own charter, direct, we take you to Baltra, where the naturalists are there to wait for you.
Okay.
You have the itinerary, the 7-night itinerary, then you come back and you do an overnight and you come home, and all of that is included with all the activities, everything that you want on board, including your stocked mini bar, all your drinks, incredible culinary offering, and it would be, depending on the season you pick, it could be $9,000 per person. So compare it to an experience like an African safari, which this is what it is, it's at that level. It's actually quite reasonable, and you have your personal attendant. You have everything, even your gear we provide for you.
And while you're out there, you can even add Machu Picchu experience as well.
Well, a lot of things to think about, that's for sure. Sounds exciting. Okay, so now I know you have some new partnerships. You have a new chef, and then you're also partnering with the American Ballet Theater. So just give me a quick synopsis of what that's going to be like, because we have a couple clips that we're going to show.
Absolutely. We're really proud of this, and we're starting to roll it out now in March, and it'll be fleet-wide 2019. So Chef Daniel Boulud, which is a very well-renowned Michelin star chef, will be curating some of our specialties on board. And then the American Ballet Theater will not only offer performances while they're on board, but at the destinations where they might have performances, our guests can take advantage of that as well.
Okay. All right, good. So let's go ahead and look at the clips that we have. It's a little bit of both.
American Ballet Theater and Celebrity both represent the highest level of excellence.
Guests will not only have the opportunity to witness some of the best dancers in the world, but they'll have an opportunity to interact with them.
We are able to teach our guests beginner basic ballet classes, children's ballet classes.
Guests on celebrity ships will be able to see some of the most classic pas de deux from ballets like Swan Lake, and they will also be able to see works by some of our amazing creative talents.
American Ballet Theater holds a very similar set of values as does Celebrity, in that it is wanting to provide an experience that will live in your memory as a special moment in your life.
I'm really excited about partnering with Daniel Boulud. He's going to be our culinary brand ambassador for the Celebrity Cruises fleet.
I think the excitement is to be able to bring my knowledge, bring the diversity of the cuisine I have with my restaurants.
We're going to feature a limited menu in Lumine, a 3-course menu. We're also going to be launching a chef's table fleet-wide, which is going to be a 5-course Daniel Boulud tasting menu paired with wines.
I am excited to be part of such an adventure. I think, celebrity, it's about adventure.
The revolution for us is about evolution. So it's super important that we evolve and change and adapt and really lead the way.
We were just talking about, yeah, this is like an amazing journey with food. And tell me a little bit about some things that are going to be really exciting by this new partnership.
So first of all, on the culinary side, we're a culinary brand, but Chef Boulad's not only just going to enhance what we're offering to our guests, but we have a mentorship program on board for new chefs as well.
That's great.
And on the American Ballet side, our guests get to enjoy performances, but if they want to do a bar class, we'll have that available as well. And then we will also integrate that into our wonderful youth and children's program.
Oh, that's really nice. That's exciting. Something totally different, like you were saying. So, new destinations and ports of call. What's happening through, April 2021. I can't believe you have to think that far ahead.
Do you have to be a planner? I mean, I'm excited that we're going back to Kusadasi, Turkey. It's a fabulous location, beautiful sights to see.
Okay, excellent.
We are also adding Melbourne to our South Pacific lineup. So we do Sydney, but Melbourne is such a bright and vibrant cosmopolitan city as well. In European side, Trieste, Italy, nice gateway so you can see Venice and Slovenia as well, because it actually overnights. And then more in the UK, we're doing Dorset. And Dublin's always been a home port for us, but we have a nice British Isles UK experience there as well.
All right, excellent. And then any exciting offers and promotions that we can tell our viewers about?
Yes, right now we have prepaid gratuity offer going on. That's exclusive to Dream Vacations. And also with the Edge, we have prepaid gratuities, onboard credits, specialty dining, and a premium beverage package with your prepaid gratuities in there as well for that package.
All right.
Which is a wonderful value.
Sounds great. Well, thank you both so much. I appreciate the information. Sounds very exciting.
Thank you so much for your time.
And remember, if you want any information about Dream Vacations, you can call the 949-709-0098 number, and Diane will be able to help you. We'll be right back.
Do you know the difference between the parts of Medicare? Part A, Part B, Part C, and Part D. There are many important facts you need to understand about Medicare to make sure you get the most out of the Medicare plans and benefits that are available to you. My name is Erin Reed, and I'm a licensed Medicare expert, and I would love to help you navigate the complicated Medicare system. Please call me today for a free consultation so we can figure out the plan that is right for you.
Welcome back. I have Erica Ritchie, who is here to give us the Globe headlines. Well, welcome. Thanks for joining us again.
Thank you. So, as one of our featured stories on the Globe this week is a story about the OK Corral, and it's a group of caregivers and dementia patients who get together and go to the Laguna Country United Methodist Church, practice once a week, and sing songs that they're familiar with.
Okay.
Things like, for example, He's Got the Whole World in Your Hands, You're My Sunshine, Tiptoe Through the Tulips. The fun thing about it is that the woman who organizes the group, Karen Stickler, says that by doing some of these songs that patients, or not patients, but the dementia, folks with dementia, when they sing this, it jogs some of their memory from the past, and this is something that's very helpful and healing for them in trying to do some of their memory recovery. The really neat thing is they're practicing for performance in May, and that performance is going to be weather related, and they're going to be singing songs like Somewhere Over the Rainbow and Walking Through the Rain, or Singing in the Rain.
Or Singing in the Rain.
Singing
Oh, that's
in the Rain.
good. That's good.
Yeah, and so so that's one of our featured stories. It'll be on the cover of the Globe this week.
All right.
And then we've got the Laguna Woods Third Mutual Board appointed 2 new members on Friday, and they are Riza Karimi, and she may be familiar to some folks from the Village Management Services Director, where she was the director, and also community volunteer Anna McCrae. And both of them are joining the mutual board and will be working on some of the advisements as they go forward. It's kind of a neat thing about Karimi is that he has a doctorate in analytical chemistry, and he has a master's in petroleum engineering and analytical chemistry.
Oh, wow.
And he also loves to be on the pickleboard court. And
Pickleball.
The pickleball court.
Who doesn't like to be on the pickleball court?
Pickleball court. Thank you. And McCary is the president of the African American Heritage Club, and also is a member of the Robert Rules of Order Club, and on the neighborhood watch for Laguna Woods Village.
Okay, great.
So they have both joined the board.
All right.
Then, as another fun story that we've got also on our cover, is a piece I wrote last week about 2 Laguna Beach police officers who were responding to a call on Laguna Canyon Road when the first officer in the first car noticed something at the corner of his eye, stopped after he had hit it, and he was like, he was worried he killed someone's house cat. He got out of his car, went over and saw it was a bobcat. It was lying in the road. His partner in the other car got out as well, and both of them, because of their quick thinking, they called Animal Control, Laguna Beach Animal Control Services, which also services the village. And they rushed the animal to Dr. Weldy's in Lake Forest. Dr. Scott Weldy is a renowned wildlife veterinarian and has been for decades now here in Orange County. And I am happy to say that the bobcat is recovering well.
Oh, good.
We went there on Friday, and the police officer stooped down to look at him, and the first thing the cat did was kind of a low growl and hiss. And so the police officer said he wasn't surprised that he remembered him in that way.
Well, and because that he hissed and growled, then I think he's okay.
Yeah.
Good.
And so they say basically what they'll do is they'll keep watch him. They're treating him right now with antibiotics, and he did have some head trauma, so they're going to watch for that. And then as he recovers, as he eats better and becomes a little bit more feisty, they say that's kind of the sign for them to know that it's time to release him, and he will be released back to Laguna Coast Wilderness Park, where, according to another gentleman who runs Orange County Trackers, at least dozens of bobcats make their home.
Okay, perfect. That's great. Good, fun. It's a good story.
Yeah,
nice story.
A nice ending. Well, almost ending.
Almost.
We'll follow up when he's released.
Oh, good.
Yeah. And so also another story that I worked on this week was an interview with a gentleman who will be the honored patriot at Laguna Beach's Patriots Day Parade, which is happening this Saturday.
Okay.
The parade starts at 11 a.m. And Arnold Silverman served in the Korean War from 1951 to 1953. He was on the front lines, basically, which meant that he was having to look out for identifying where the enemy was and then also directing fire. Right. So it was a dangerous job he had. He made it through and went into a career for 40 years working in the software industry, and now is living in Laguna Niguel. He does come to Laguna Woods Village for therapy and also does some volunteer work with veterans, and he does other volunteer type work throughout Orange County as well.
Okay, nice.
And that will be, that parade again is starting at 11 a.m. on Saturday, and he will be the honored patriot there.
That's nice, that's great.
And then just as a little reminder, we've also got the Dana Point Festival of Whales this week, which starts at 10 a.m. at Silva Road and Pacific Coast Highway, which is a celebration of the migration of the gray whales.
Right.
And that is a 2-weekend festival that starts on Saturday as well.
And we pray for no rain for them on Saturday, because it might be coming.
Yeah. Yeah.
Will they have that rain or shine?
Rain or shine.
Oh,
both are guaranteed rain or shine.
Okay.
So there may be some very droopy-looking whales. Normally they fly high above the parade,
that's right.
but if there's precipitation, they might be swimming.
Oh,
swimming.
Well, that would be appropriate, now wouldn't it?
Swimming in the rain.
Too funny.
Yeah. And so then lastly, we've got our letters to the editor. And this week we've got a letter that is including people about the deteriorating, is a little bit negative. It's about the deteriorating services in the village. And a new Jewish couple club is forming, and they are wanting to get the word out about that. The letter to the editor this week says there are a large number of exclusionary clubs in Laguna Woods Village. Does Joe have a yen to join the Barbara Club or the Daughters of the British Empire Club? I am English but by birth and cannot join, although my wife, who is American by birth, is eligible. I can only assume that Joe likes to play golf and is upset that there is a golf event going on for which he is not eligible.
Oh,
so we can read more about his letter, learn a little bit more about some of the concerns in the Globe, which is found this week on the first floor here at the community center.
Yep, that is correct. Well, good. And then just a quick tidbit of some things that outside you've been working on. You said something about dolphins.
Yes. So sadly, I don't know if folks have heard about it, but in the past 2 weeks, dolphins have been washing up on Orange County beaches. 2 of them in Laguna Beach, 3 of them in Corona del Mar, and 1 in Huntington Beach. Sadly, all of the Newport Beach and the Huntington Beach dolphins were all deceased when they washed up. 2 Laguna Beach dolphins were alive. The Pacific Marine Mammal Center, which we've talked about before, that generally rehabilitates sea lions, seals, harbor seals, and elephant seals, has taken them in, but due to their condition was unable to save them. They've done necropsies on them now and are hoping to find the cause of why these dolphins are coming ashore. For a dolphin to seek the beach is kind of a last resort. So it's not like a sea lion that you may see or a harbor seal who are equipped to being on sand and beaches, but obviously when you see a flipper lying there, it's not good. There are concerns. They're looking at things like bacterial infections, viral infections, and there's also a domoic acid bloom that is basically toxins that comes from a lot of urban runoff into the ocean that is blooming off Newport Beach, and they're very concerned that that may have something to do with what's affecting the dolphins.
And that's possible. We've had so much rain that the runoff is probably going straight into the ocean. So, well, good. Well, thank you. Keep us posted on the dolphins and what's happening there.
All right.
Thank you for your report.
All right.
And remember, you can always get your copy of the Globe on the first floor of the Community Services Building every Thursday morning at 8 a.m. We'll be right back.
What lies inside all of us is more than data. It's life. What's flowing through America's veins is its diversity. We ask for 1 million individuals to come forward and stand on this landmark in history. All of us are different, and it's those very differences that will lead to answers for generations to come.
Welcome back. Well, coming up next Tuesday, March 5th at Clubhouse 7, your Social Services Department is going to be having a great seminar. It's called How to Keep Your Senior Costs Affordable. Today I have on the folks that are going to be presenting at that seminar. Chala Bashar, and you are an attorney at law and you specialize in living trusts and setting up all that kind of stuff that people kind of forget about sometimes that are important. Right. And I'd also like to welcome John Menzies-Clark, who is a CPA, and John has been on, we were talking, we think, I want to say a year ago, but you think it was about a couple years ago.
I'm losing track.
Yeah, but
here.
Instantly when he walked in, I remember him. Great to have you both here today. So You know, in general, keeping costs affordable for anyone is a challenge nowadays, but particularly for seniors. And of course, a lot of them may be on a fixed income, or they're on that fixed income, but also they have some sort of other source of income that's coming in from maybe some kind of annuities or some kind of investments that are bringing them a monthly income that's coming on with that. But needless to say, most of them are not making more income coming in, and that's where you folks are going to be here and talking about and how to control those costs, right?
Right. Our goal is to help families have some kind of plan in advance to determine what's the financially most efficient way to be prepared for senior care. And the first rule of thumb is that let's have a backup plan for the event that we needed a really high level of care. So that would be in the form of like a Medi-Cal plan. Medi-Cal is accessible for many more people than most realize when it comes to long-term care. It's a very different program.
Let me ask you with Medi-Cal, I seem to recall many years ago when my grandfather was on that he came out from Florida and moved up in the Bay Area with us, that he had to divest some of his holdings, some of his savings, before he was eligible, because if you had too much, you may not be totally eligible. Is that still the case?
California is the only state where we can still do Medi-Cal planning. The rest of the country has adopted tighter laws, but we haven't yet here in California.
Okay, all right, so that's good to know. Now, you know, one of the things that, that you're going to be talking about is the area of trust. And I'll be the first one to say I don't have one. You know, my parents did, and my wife's parents do. But what is the difference? I've always wondered this, between a trust and a living trust, or a living will and a will. It gets confusing.
It does get confusing. So a living trust, basically the main purpose of it is to avoid probate. So probate is the court process. So I would recommend for people who own real estate and have assets to set up a living trust to prevent having their assets go through probate, and there are different strategies they can utilize and plan for their beneficiaries. A living will is more for medical decisions. In California, we just use the Advanced Healthcare Directive. Other states call it a living will, and then we have a regular will, which is just, it does go through probate, but for people who have more of a modest estate, they can just have a simple will to lay out their wishes.
Okay, but one of the most important parts of that is when you have a trust, that at least my understanding is, because we went through this with my mom and stepfather, is that when it's in a trust, then there's not only you avoid probate, but you avoid some tax liability as well, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So through a trust, you can do tax planning.
Yeah.
And so for estate tax purposes, sometimes they call it death taxes or inheritance taxes. Luckily, there is no estate taxes in California, and we'll talk about those tax issues during the seminar as well. But absolutely, through a living trust, you can do tax planning, income tax planning, or estate tax planning.
Okay, so that's good to know. It's very helpful. I know because I've been through that on the receiving end, so to speak.
Absolutely.
Now, John, getting back to senior care, we were talking before we came in here. Obviously, there's many different levels of senior care, and you were saying that, you know, if somebody's still pretty capable, it might be behoove them more to maybe get a caregiver in if they only need them a few hours in the day.
Right. I recommend to keep the costs down, to stage the care. In other words, start out with just part-time in-home care and then gradually progress to facility care as you need it. The general rule of thumb is that if you need no more than about 6 to 8 hours of care, it's financially more efficient to just do it as in-home care.
Okay.
But if your care needs surpass that, you need 24-hour care, then it's too expensive to do it as in-home care, and you're better off in an assisted living facility or a boarded care.
Okay, what about, I don't know if these are popular anymore, but about 10 years ago they came out with, for lack of a better term, the long-term care insurance.
Yeah.
And I heard some good things about it, and then I heard some things from financial planners saying, you know what, because this is very specific, you're better off just planning on your own and, you know, putting it in some sort of other investment.
Self-insuring.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I've seen two new trends. One is to let's first evaluate your resources to see if you could afford to cover your own costs with the equity in your house and with your savings. If you don't have enough there, then it's time to think about some of these other products.
Okay.
There are hybrid products out there now that are a combination of life insurance and long-term care insurance.
I've heard of those, yes.
I prefer those. It's one of those, if you don't ever use the long-term care insurance, you haven't lost everything that you've invested into the policy.
Yeah.
Your beneficiaries actually get a death benefit.
Okay. Chala, let's get back to some of the stuff that you know, you handle. What if someone does have something that's a little bit more complex in as far as what their holdings might be and putting that into a trust? Yes, there are people here that live on a fixed income, but there are also people here maybe have other investments and properties and things like that. Can that be put into a family trust as well?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So when you set up a living trust, you're supposed to put everything except for your retirement accounts into your trust. That includes any out-of-state properties also. So if you have a property in, let's say, Florida, you want to put it into your California trust. Yeah, a California trust is valid anywhere in the United States. The only thing you wouldn't put into your trust is your IRAs, 401ks. Those will remain in your name.
Okay.
You just want to make sure you have beneficiaries on those.
Okay. Now, what if it you know, it's too late? Someone passes away and their stuff is not in a trust yet. Is there a chance that something can be quickly done so you avoid probate?
Unfortunately not. So not every estate will go through probate if the estate is worth less than $150,000, which is the California probate limit. It won't go through the whole court system, which is good. But for many of us in California who own real estate or have assets that are worth more than that, it will go through probate. There's nothing the family members can do to avoid that process.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's better to plan for it when you're healthy and you have the mental ability to plan it yourself.
Okay. Now, what if one spouse dies and they either do or don't have a trust yet? Can that still be set up if you know, the wife dies, the husband dies? Can now the remaining spouse set up a trust for the family? Are they still able to do that? Because they're still living.
Absolutely, absolutely. Many of the time spouses own assets jointly. So let's say they own it as community property or joint tenancy. Usually when one spouse dies, it just by law goes to the other spouse, and at that point the surviving spouse can still do planning.
Okay, all right, so that's good to know.
So it's not too late.
What about the cost to set up a trust? Is it pending how complicated it is?
Yes, it does vary depending on whether or not the person is single or married. For married couples, it is a little bit higher because now there's more documents to prepare. But for a basic trust, it varies between $1,500 and if it's too complicated, then if there's too many deeds to prepare, then the cost can change accordingly.
Okay. One last question to John, being that you are a CPA, and right now we're in tax season. When it comes to people who are on certain income levels, a fixed income, maybe they're just getting Social Security along with an income stream for some investment, should they see you know, a professional? Is it, do they even have to pay taxes? I know my in-laws sometimes, you know, they'll go, well, we don't even need to pay taxes. You know, we have our investments, we take an income stream, and we get our Social Security.
Yeah, if it was just Social Security, chances are they don't need to file.
Okay.
But it's the moment they started taking other income from retirement, IRAs or what have you, that increases their income and it suddenly makes their Social Security partly taxable.
Right, right.
And now they're going to owe something. So yeah, there's a good chance they're going to have to file. But I recommend, if you're computer savvy, try doing it on something like a TurboTax kind of software.
I'm not trying to take business away from you.
No,
I'm
I don't specialize in doing tax returns. I do more of the planning for senior care. But otherwise, if they're not comfortable with using the computer software versions of tax prep methods, then obviously go to a professional,
All right. Well, thank you very much for coming on. Nice to meet you.
Very nice
and John, good to see you again.
Yes,
you
likewise.
take care. I'll reach over there.
Thank you.
And folks, again, this is happening next Tuesday, March 5th. at 1:30 at Clubhouse 7. Call your social services department here, 597-4267 for more information. And it's limited space in Clubhouse 7, so I'm not sure. It doesn't say on the flyer here if they're taking names down or RSVP. But again, call 597-4267 to get more of that information. All right, we'll be right back.
I just love that ring. Where'd you get it?
I got it at the Jewelry Box. I saw it on Facebook, and then I went in and bought it. They have the most unique, awesome pre-owned pieces for amazing prices.
The Jewelry Box of Lake Forest, voted best jewelry store in Orange County for 8 straight years, offering unmatched prices on fine jewelry and watches, refurbished to new condition.
Visit us in our store or shop our website for just arrived items.
The Jewelry Box. It's about trust.
Leslie Gabola is here today from Adapt to It, and today you've brought us, 4 different things.
Yeah.
Yes, and one of them, well, a couple of them I kind of obviously know what they are.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about, which one do you want to talk about first?
We'll talk about the biggest one first, this
Yes.
one. And this, I think I've had this on several times, but I can never say too much about it just because it's a simple, easy exercise equipment that you can take anywhere. This one actually folds, so technically you can take it with you anywhere you go. And you can use it tabletop like this, so to exercise your arms. It has a tension rod here, so you can tighten it up, make it a little bit tighter. But it's mostly a bike, like you put it in front of a wheelchair, a chair, anything, under a desk, and put your feet on here, and then just use it as a peddler. It's a transportable peddler.
That is great.
And helps with circulation. I've had some people that have to keep moving for circulatory reasons.
Right.
So it does that. It helps with edema, swelling. Gives you, if you have a desk job, you can put it under your desk, and it gives you a little bit of exercise.
That's great. And you know, Leslie invented this because she was riding her bike one day and the wheels fell off. And she goes, what am I doing? Hey, this is a great, no, I'm just kidding. But no, but I can see this is something, you know, even for anyone who maybe even has a desk job, regardless of age, putting this under the desk.
Exactly.
I could see it just kind of relaxing and relieving tension.
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
Especially if you're working on one of those tough projects and you just, can't move, but you want to move.
Yeah.
So this is a good
Very
option.
cool. All right, I'm going to put this aside.
Okay.
Just so we can see you a little bit better and the other stuff. So let me put that there. Okay, now.
Okay. So now I brought a couple of my favorite hygiene items.
Okay.
We have a ton, we have a huge area of hygiene items. And for anybody that's been in the store, they know that, and that includes all kinds of incontinence products and stuff. But a couple of the things that are overlooked, and one of the things, when people are in the hospital, nobody washes their hair. And so, it's a mess. I mean, if you can't get out of bed, it's a total mess. Now, I being me, when I was a therapist, I used to go in and I used to make the mess and wash people's hair for them. But these weren't invented then. And what this is, it's a shampoo cap. And it is amazing. So it has like non-rinse shampoo in it. You put it in the microwave for like 20 seconds, make it warm, and it's a cap. And you put it on, then you would go squish, 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 squish. And then you take it off, and then you towel dry it, comb the hair, and it's clean.
That's amazing.
And it smells great, and your hair dries normally, so it doesn't dry all icky and stringy. It dries beautifully. You can blow dry it.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, it's a fabulous idea.
That's a really good idea.
You know, if you camp or
there you go. Yeah, this could be for anyone.
Really, camping or going down to help out, for the hurricanes or anything where you can't, you don't have soap and water, but you feel grungy. If you wash your hair, it really helps. So that's
a great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, for camping. I don't camp, but a lot of people do.
Yeah, I love that thing.
All right.
And then the other thing along kind of the same line, this is a foaming body cleanser. And this foam, so you
pump it out, and it's foam, and it's light and fluffy. It feels really good. It's got olive oil in it and skin conditioners, and it's non-rinse.
Now this is, again, for all the reasons you just said.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it's non-rinse, so you don't have to worry about it. Again, if somebody is in bed, they can't get up, you can spray it onto a little washcloth if you want, or a sponge, or
Good
just
idea.
use it as it is.
Yeah, I like that idea.
And that's real easy.
Very good. Now we're going to move on to, I know that Leslie and all her plethora of canes.
My plethora of canes.
She always has different ones and different little things that can go on them. And this one that looks like it's got a kind of a Mardi Gras thing going on.
Yeah, exactly. And we have like probably 10 or 12 of these in the store, not this exact pattern. We have different patterns, different colors.
Right, yeah.
So you can come pick what you like. And I like a couple things about this. Number one is the base, so it has a little bit of a
and
bigger...
you've talked about this before,
Stability, right?
Yeah.
And then the other thing is it's pretty, but it has a couple of things on it. This is a holder for your cell phone, keys, a little bit of money, whatever you need. And then this is a light, and it actually works. I don't know if it works to turn it on here, but it you can shine it anywhere. And
That's great.
It moves, so you can always have your light with you.
That's a great little holder, yeah.
Because one of the things that I've noticed, and this will actually, the holder will go, and this one will go on anything that has like tubing on it.
Oh
so
yeah, you can use it on
walker.
a bike or whatever. Yeah, that's a great idea.
Because one of the things that I've noticed walking through, and it's coming up again, especially in winter, around 4 o'clock, walking through Laguna Woods, there are not a lot of lights.
Yes.
It's
we know that.
It's very poorly lit. So having a little bit of extra light that you can take with you and even have on your mobility equipment to light your way, it's going to prevent falls.
I like that. Yeah, that's a great. And again, you know, the light, you can use that for so many different things.
Exactly, and it moves, so you can do
If you have a
whatever.
walker, if you're just a bicyclist and you don't want to have a permanent light on there, nowadays with LED lights, you know, that's going to last for hours off a single battery. So.
Exactly, you don't have to worry about.
And I have to
batteries
mention something. I've said this. You taught me this a long time ago. There's so many people who walk around, click, click.
Yeah, you can undo
click.
it and try. Yeah.
And it's very annoying. All you got to do is tighten this little ring up, and there you go.
That's
You
it.
taught me that because I asked, why do these? This was years ago. Why do these canes always make these noises? Because people don't.
Yeah,
tighten
it's
them up.
the magic ring.
It's a very simple thing to do.
And then, so we have the large bases, and then we have canes.
Yeah.
These are like canes that are already put together. But if you have a special cane at home that you like, but you need a tip on it, or something that has a little bit of a broader base,
Right,
we have them separately.
Yeah,
So you
you've
can
got
put
all
them on.
kinds, as a matter
And
of
then
fact.
actually I brought a little mini one.
Yeah.
And it does the same thing, it's just a little bit of a smaller base.
Mhm.
So if you need just a little bit of help, you can use the little tip.
And what you can see on this one, there's just a little bit of a give here. So when you go to put this down, you've got that a little bit of stability.
Right.
This one's a little stiffer, but
Right.
still,
Right.
you know, the same thing. Much
Right.
better than not having one.
Exactly.
And these are all interchangeable. You can buy different. You can buy the cane you want, and then
Put the tip on it
put
that
the
you
tip
want.
on and things like that. So all
Yeah.
different kinds of stuff.
Very easy.
And canes of every kind and every color.
Every kind and every
You
color.
even have clear ones.
I do.
I'm waiting for the one that has built-in LED lights inside.
You know, somebody asked for that.
I bet you that someday or somewhere they're out there.
I'm going to have to talk to my manufacturer and see if we can get that done.
That would be kind of neat.
It would be.
Yeah. Very good. And of course, they are located right there on the corner of El Toro and Paseo de Valencia. They also have one in Newport Beach off, is it 16th or
16th and Newport.
Yeah. And if you want to go down there, you can as well. All kinds of different things, as you can see here. She's brought a variety of different ways to help you with your life. And you know what's really nice is she knows her stuff. She's an occupational therapist. She's not just going to sell you something going, here, you need a cane, here you go. She's going to figure out in her team there which is right for you, whatever it may be. Because
right.
this is really great. Maybe this isn't right for you, and she'll tell you that.
Definitely.
Right?
I'm very honest.
Yes, you are. And she keeps her hair really clean with this shower. Sometimes
Every morning.
Sometimes in the store she'll have this on, just in case you see her with that. Good to see you.
Thank you. Great to be
Take
here
care.
always.
Bye-bye. We'll be right back.
Get out and live your life with the Buzz Around XL travel scooter from Golden. The Buzz Around is fun to drive with a tight indoor turning radius so you can go just about anywhere. It's also so easy to charge and offers all-day range so you can go further. The Buzz Around even has more leg and foot room for all-day driving comfort. Be safe with the XL's ultra-bright LED headlight. Plus, the Buzz Around XL can be easily taken apart into several lightweight pieces. See for yourself just how easy and affordable mobility freedom can be.
Hi, I'm Brian Rott, President and CEO of Cartmart here in Laguna Woods. My family's been in the golf cart business since 1959, and we win our customers over with the simple belief of we treat you right. We are proud to be the authorized dealer for Club Car here in Orange County and your go-to source for the sales and service to other major brands. We're conveniently located on El Toro Road, just minutes from Laguna Woods. So come by and see for yourself, while when doing business with Cartmart, there's no reason to go anywhere else.
Well, coming up on Friday, tomorrow, we're bringing you a movie that Willem Dafoe is in, who was nominated for Best Actor. It's called At Eternity's Gate, and it's a look at the life of painter Vincent van Gogh, and we're going to take a look at a clip here. And Friday, 2 o'clock and at 7 o'clock.
Why do you say you're a painter?
Because I love painting. I have to paint. I've always been a painter, that I know.
A born painter?
Yes.
How do you know?
Because I can't do anything else, and believe me, I've tried. I think of myself as an exile.
You're Vincent?
Yes.
Sales brother. I'm Paul Gauguin. We have to start a revolution, do you understand? We have to create a new vision, a new way of painting.
I spent all my life alone in a room. I'd like to find a new light for paintings that we haven't yet seen. There's something inside me. I don't know what it is. What I see, nobody else sees.
You're a stranger here. You drink too much. You're hysterical, out of control.
I don't want to calm down. It's called the act of painting for a reason.
Leave me alone! Go away! Don't you see that this painting is unpleasant? The townspeople have signed a petition against you. They don't want you to come back. I can't stay here, Vincent. You're surrounded by stupid, wicked, ignorant people.
So that's the reason why you cut off your ear. Your vision of the world is quite frightening, isn't it?
Yes. Sometimes I feel so far away from everything. I think I'm losing my mind. Sometimes they say I'm mad, but a grain of madness is the best of art.
Do you believe that God gave you the gift of painting to keep you in misery?
I never thought about it that way. Maybe God made me a painter for people who aren't born yet. Tell me, brother, am I a good painter? You're not a good painter, Vincent. You're a great painter. I wanted so much to share what I see. Now I just think about my relationship to eternity.
Well, that looks good.
It does look good. You know, why is it that all famous artists are tortured and have
I know, they had him in a
problems and-
straitjacket.
I know.
What?
It just seems to be a running theme of these classic artists. I don't know. But you have got an interesting movie coming up on Monday.
Yeah, it's called Woman in Gold, and it stars Helen Mirren, Ryan Reynolds, and Daniel Bruhl, and is about the remarkable true story of one woman's journey to reclaim her heritage and seek justice for what happened to her family. 60 years after she fled Vienna during World War II, an elderly Jewish woman, Maria Altman, which is played by Mirren, starts her journey to retrieve family possessions that were seized by the Nazis. Among them is Klimt's famous painting, Portrait of Adele Bloch-Bauer, and that was in her home. And when the Nazis came, they took all of the paintings and everything they had. So she went on a journey with Ryan Reynolds and their characters, and they went and found all of her stuff. So that will be on Monday, March 4th at 2 and 6 p.m.
Yeah. It's a good movie.
It's a good one. I like it.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good.
Now, coming up on, when is this? This weekend.
This weekend, yes.
Baby Boomer Blues,
Yes.
right?
Yep. And we had them on not too long ago.
Yeah, and this is...
they're fun.
It's a fun thing and it's locally written
it's
by
locally
Phil Duran
written, yep, Phil Duran.
And Barbara Powell. Yeah.
And Baby Boomer Blues is exactly what you would think it is. It's
Yeah.
all about midlife crisis, taking care of your family members, your elderly family members, and just going through all the stress and struggles. So that'll be on March 1st, 2nd at 7 p.m. and March 3rd at 2 p.m. It'll be at the Performing Arts Center, Clubhouse 3. Tickets are $16 for orchestra, $13 for balcony, and you can find out more information about that, I'm assuming, at the Performing Arts Center.
At the Performing Arts Center,
Yep.
That's going to be a lot of fun.
It will be.
Toast and...
Toast.
Yeah, why does toast toast? Well, it's the Maillard reaction.
Cute, okay.
Yes. No, the reason that things brown, whether it's grilling meat or toast or anything, it's called Maillard reaction. It has to do with the amino acids and the sugars and all.
There you go.
But this is raisin toast.
We have some raisin toast.
Raisin toast.
And we're going to try it right now.
It's not very toasty right now.
Well, because it's been sitting around.
But it's good.
But I love toast. Toast is yummy.
I know.
And it's warm and yummy when you have rainy outside.
And even when I make sandwiches to bring to work, I toast the bread in the morning. And that way, you put the stuff in, it doesn't get all soggy by lunchtime.
Well,
That's why I
it's
do
good
that.
anyway.
Very good. All right. Our weather today, I doubt we're going to have any more rain today. There is a chance, a couple little sprinkles, but I doubt that. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, but the next storm system coming in on Saturday, we'll probably have rain overnight Friday into Saturday, through Saturday, maybe sneaking into Sunday, but there could be only a total of about a ½ inch. I say only. Compared to this season, that's not much, but compared to other seasons, that's a lot. Here we are, the temperatures around the area, and another system coming in next week, Tuesday to Wednesday. So we are way totally officially out of the drought. That's not me saying that. That was announced on the news this morning. So.
Okay, and then one thing I did have to mention is that the parade for the Festival of Wales has been canceled. So Saturday morning, the Festival of Wales is still going on for the weekend, but the actual parade will not be happening.
That's kind of hard to have Wales parade down the street anyway, so.
Okay, so tomorrow we're going to have Sterling Financial, the United Mutual Update, and the Festival of Wales.
There we are.
Okay. Have a great day. Nuts.